Hello, BHS. I'm Liam.
And I'm Kara.
Today is Monday, March 21st.
And here are today's announcements.
Literacy Support Workshop. Literacy support workshops for the spring literacy test writers will be held in the library at lunch Mondays and Wednesdays for the next 2 weeks. See you there.
SHSM. Attention to all grade 12 SHSM students. Please check your EDSB messages and EDSB groups for information about your mandatory first aid and CPR course. That's all grade 12 SHSM students. Please check your EDSB messages right away.
A message from the Diversity Club. Today, the 21st of March, is the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. The Diversity Club would like to share a video to demonstrate why it is important that we recognize this day. You'll quickly notice that this video was obviously created much earlier in the COVID pandemic, and before you watch it, you're encouraged to reflect on the last 2 years. As COVID began, the rates of infection and death and the ongoing mental health and addictions crises made it impossible to ignore that racialized communities were and continue to be disproportionately affected by COVID and racism. We were also outraged about the George Floyd murder by police officers and witnessed the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Overt Asian hate surfaced as many people wrongfully blamed anybody of Asian descent for causing and spreading COVID. And let's not forget, while the world witnessed the ongoing discovery of bodies from countless Indigenous children found across grounds of Canadian residential schools, clean drinking water and access to adequate living conditions remain inaccessible to many Indigenous people. Reflecting on the last 2 years, it is impossible to ignore the racism that is present here in Canada and abroad. The Diversity Club hopes that in watching this video will reignite your outrage for over-racism that plagues our world, and we invite you to take every opportunity to eliminate racial discrimination because the denial of someone's rights is a threat to everyone's rights.
Those are all the announcements we have for you today. Before we leave you to watch the video, the principal would like to share a few words.
Miigwech for listening and
have a great day, BHS.
Thanks very much, guys. I just wanted to come on and welcome everyone back after the March break. And obviously coming back today is a much different day than it was when we left here a couple of Thursdays ago. I wanted to remind everyone that our expectation is that everyone is treated with respect, regardless of the decision each individual is able to make around wearing a mask or not wearing a mask. We absolutely expect that you remain respectful of your peers, of teachers. There are a number of reasons why people would choose to wear a mask or to choose not to wear a mask. And we are fully expecting that everyone will be respectful of those decisions. I also wanted to address the idea that school is sort of returning to pre-pandemic normalcy. And while we're excited about all of the potential that holds, I do want to remind people that not everything will be back to normal right away. An example of that is the cafeteria. Yes, we will expand our cafeteria capacity so that more students are able to eat lunch there, but as you will notice today at lunch, our cafeteria services are not fully operational at this point, and we will work to get those back in place over the next few weeks if it's possible with our cafeteria service providers. There are also things that we are now able to do, like assemblies, but please note that we won't be having those in the near future at this point as we adjust to getting back to our new normal. Other than that, I'm happy to have everybody back. I'm grateful that we have gotten through this as we have. If there are anyone that has any questions or concerns about how things are going to play out over the next few weeks, you're welcome to send us a message. To all those grade 12s who are anxiously waiting word on graduation and on prom, you have now heard that those things will be happening, and we will share those details, the specific details of those events with you in the near future. Have a great day, everyone. It's great to see everybody back, and I look forward to a great rest of the school year. Thank you.
On March 21, 1960, 69 peaceful protesters were gunned down for demonstrating against apartheid in Sharpeville, South Africa.
Nako e ntse ke matha ke balea ke la ka utlwa ntho e mbetsa letsohong mona ha e mbetsa letsohong mona ke ba bang ba ntse ba wa ha o ntso matha ba bang ba wa mona.
That is why March 21 is now observed as the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. Today, in these most challenging times, when COVID-19 is racing through the world, claiming lives and livelihoods, exposing and exacerbating racial tensions, unleashing fear, stigma, and misinformation. Young people everywhere are standing up for what is right, leading the way against racism, against inequalities and injustice, against discrimination that kills. We celebrate the richness of our diversity and demand respect for our rights. This can be the dawn of a new era, one that is free of racism and discrimination of any kind. And it starts with each of us. We will recover better from this pandemic. We will stand together because the denial of someone's rights is a threat to everyone's rights. So we take a stand. We speak up and want our voices to be heard. We march on and demand a seat at the table. A future without racism is within our grasp. Stand up for human rights.